everyone Filipino. Oh, fucking great. Just one thing before I get disconnected all of a sudden. Just one little thing, and I just get disconnected. What? Okay. All of a sudden I get randomly disconnected. Okay. So, one little thing. Yeah, I can tell I'm lagging. Okay, one little thing before I continue what's going to be in today's video. Little message to Dill Pickle. Dylan, I thought we were going to do this as a survival, not just freaking roll around or whatever. We can do that when we're close to the end dates. We cannot just freaking, it's like you just all of a sudden just pop up like a freaking. It's like I can tell you just wait to creative mode because obviously potion thing. Why do I keep getting disconnected? Huh? Why am I? Still don't know. I think we're gonna have to reconnect with my game here. Okay, so anyway, in today's video, I'm gonna be doing about 3 things. A little bit, just 3 things. Welcome to Panda NIA's Kingdom. Zach, I know you did this too. Anyway. My entire cobblestone thing is like been snowed over. It's like it's ridiculous. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna be explaining about a couple of things here. One is something I want to at least do. I've been doing throughout some of my free time. I've been doing like some little things for like church or whatever, like little. I would say we're gonna like say like chapel summons or something. Okay, we got a skelly here. Oh shoot. I have to use a bow. Gonna bow fight him now. Okay, let me deal with a skelly. Hey, got his pants. Woo! Blaze protection. You see, Dylan? We don't need fucking. You know what? Okay, it's all old school. Okay, so anyway, so I've been doing like little chapel sermon things, little devotion, if I would say, put in more better terms, I believe. So a little bit of some of that. I've been doing some of that already right now. I'm still in a working progress with another one of another someone little chapel thing, and that is that's basically about anime and what I like about it, though, and some other things too involving with it. So yeah. Anyway, I'm also going to be explaining Shaak Ti's death for all of you Star Wars fans out there, so I'll be explaining that. And also, I'm at least going to be giving you guys a little bit of sneak preview of my story. I've also been working on those things I have been working on for quite a bit now in my videos, so yeah, everything's been down in here. Looks like someone's been down in here because I have not been putting. I did not put down those torches. Okay, so anyway, so let's get on to the first topic: Shaak Ti's death. Now, I've been doing like a lot of research. Now, there's a YouTube channel named Fact Free. This person, he does like a whole lot of some other stuff. Well, Star Wars related, obviously. He's been doing some Star Wars related stuff of explaining stuff. This one video I'm in the process of watching too is all the Jedi killed during Order 66. That's what I've been watching right now, And I've also watched all the Jedi who survived Order 66, and Shaak Ti was in the list though, so he did a video of Shaak Ti's death, um, explain whatever. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to at least explain to you guys this whole scenario. Okay, so here's the thing. So here's the thing with Shaak Ti, and I actually looked in the book with this. Yeah. Okay, so Shaak Ti, she lived. She survived Order 66 because this was before Order 66 was given. So Anakin did not know that he needed to kill some of the Jedi, like adult ones, some of the Jedi Masters for it. So Anakin did not really know that he had to do it when Order 66 was issued. So, which meaning, and this was all before. So, to the people theorizing that General Grievous had killed, repeat, had killed Shaak Ti, to all the people who theorize that, you are wrong. Because the deleted scenes that you probably see on YouTube now, of Grievous killing her, and he actually did like some clips here, and I'm recapping here. One of the clips that he did, explained though, was the fact that that Shaak Ti was killed by General Grievous. Okay, so that's obviously false. That obviously is, because it was a deleted scene, and those things are not canon. So deleted scenes are not canon though. So it's like, there's a good thing right there. It's not canon. Other people had suggested that she was killed by Anakin Skywalker, but the video that he put, that fan fact had put into the video, Shaak Ti's death explained, basically, and obviously, basically it was fan-made, because if I know editing, in the video that I saw, and I'm going to be leaving some links to the videos that I'm talking about here, obviously the person who was doing it did not do the garbage mat correctly or whatever, like you would do in Adobe Premiere. They were not doing it right, because you could tell some of the deleted scene clip was added in with it. So yeah. So Shaak Ti never died by Anakin or by General Grievous, and she did not even die during Order 66. Now, it brings me to Yoda's vision. This was also in the video too, and visions are inaccurate, like Factory said. Visions are fake, and the one that Yoda had in it was totally fake. It totally was, because it had not portrayed any sort of detail or anything else with it. So that would explain it, even though you see a blue lightsaber going through her. So I'm guessing people, the creators of the Clone Wars TV show, Star Wars Clone Wars, this was during the Clone Wars, anyway, and right before this, Revenge of the Sith, this was like all, this was like all before of what there is. So, which meaning that people just used Shaak Ti as one of the Jedi to be killed or whatever. Now, I think that's total bullcrap. It's like, couldn't you not betray the story in any other better forms, ways, or whatever? I mean, it's like, seriously, it's just, why would you do it like this? This is what I want to get. So, visions are inaccurate. So, Yoda's vision thing, fake. Just legit fake. So, that brings up towards, Well, what really actually happened to her? What actually did? Well, I read the book. So I wanted to get some information. I wanted to get some information and just to see whether or not truly and fully, whether or not truly and fully, if Shaak Ti lived or died or whatever. I wanted to at least get information. So I read the book, and here's a couple of things in the book that I found out. Okay, so basically, when Anakin was heading into the Jedi Temple the first time, it seems like, the first time he was heading into them, Shaak Ti had, like, tried to stop him. She stood in his way, though, but he just proceeded on going through. So then the other question is, like, then why didn't Anakin just decide to, like, at least stab her or whatever? Well, she did not want to keep him up. She at least did not want to keep him stood in the area that she was in. She didn't want to hold him back against his will. And this is where Anakin had, like, the dark look on his face, like the dark side had already possessed him. Okay, so he's... Oh, shoot. It blows up! I was not even near you that time! Stupid freaking creepers. So, Shaak Ti never really did die by Anakin. And here's another clue that I found in the book, too, that kind of led me into this. The other fact that I found was, what was it? The fact was that when Anakin comes in the second time, comes to the Jedi Temple the second time, this is when Palpatine has made him Darth Vader, okay? This is where Mace Windu is, like, completely dead or whatever. So, I think it's, like, the Gate Guard or something. The Gate Guard had basically asked Anakin, like, what was going on? What was happening? And where was Shaak Ti? And someone, either Anakin or the Gatekeeper said, I'm not sure though. And I'm gonna be bringing out to the explanation with the books thing, a little helpful book guides. But anyway, so someone says, like, Shaak Ti's in the meditation room, searching in the Force and wondering what is going on, what is happening. Now, that was the last thing I saw. I kind of like continued on paging through a little bit just to see what else there was that I could find. I could not really find like anything else though, but that was about it. Is what I found though. That was about it. So Shaak Ti never really died. And that also brings me to the Star Wars game, Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, with Starkill. Okay. So the fact that Shaak Ti lives in the game, that's definitely true. Shaak Ti lived during the Great Jedi Purge. But is there a fact that she was killed by Darth Vader or Anakin later on? That part I'm not sure though. Because in the book it doesn't really tell, it doesn't really say or anything. And I'm kind of thinking towards myself, Shaak Ti could have lived in hiding and passed away at an old age later on. That's what I think. that's what I think from within the thing, is that Shaak Ti was kind of like fading, her character was fading away from the book during the Jedi purge and whatever. That's what I believe was going on during that time. Was that Shaak Ti lived through Order 66. She survived and all of that. So it's basically like you mostly would want to read the novel before you would ask questions like, oh, like what happened to her or anything like that. Like what truly did happen with her. See, Dylan, I'm telling you, this is not a way to cheat. Anyway, so that's what I'm bringing on towards. So that brings on to my next point of book writers. What the book writers have been doing. You serious though? You did not even tell me there was another fortress near here too when you built this? Thanks a lot, you retard. Now you deserve to OP me. You freaking retard. Okay. Anyway, that brings on to my next point with Shaak Ti's death. The point that I have is book writers. They don't explain a whole lot. That's what I hate. That's what I hate about these book writers. Like, they do not explain a whole lot of what's going on and what's being dealt with and all that. That's what's happening. That's what's definitely happening. Like, book writers do not really want to do whatever. It's like they're just getting people, faded away. They want to. It's like with book writers, they just don't want to give every single detail of what's happening. Where is everyone? What there is. And with my books that I've been writing, and I'm actually going to explain this too. I'm actually providing people information. Okay, seriously, it's whole sheets, definitely. Well, the Homer and the Sarah Adams, those I can tell. The enchant book, I'm not sure. But I know this is stuff you'd get. Diamonds maybe too. Almost a little bit. But anyway, so you see, Dylan, we are trying to be friggin' survivors. Anyway, before I get off topic here, the thing is that with me, I provide information to every character. Every character that there is. Every character. For example, with Shaak Ti, I'm doing like the Star Wars side of it. I'm providing every information. What's going on, what's happening. Okay? And if my books got published, and if some people are asking questions, like, well, what happens to so-and-so, whatever, it's going to be like, well, heck, I would at least answer or explain it like the author would. Now, I'm not sure what the author does. I'm not really fully sure exactly. I'm not really fully sure if I think maybe Penman did something or whatever. Anyway, so basically, repeat. So basically, with my understanding a little bit, is that with me, it's like I'm not sure if the author is still alive or dead or whatever. I'm not sure because I'm not sure of all the Star Wars things or whatever though. Anyway, so it's like I now would actually give out explanations to the people, like in my book, what happens, why is Shaak Ti in my story? Because she lived through the Order 66 and the Great Jedi Purge, and also other people would say like, why is Count Dooku, General Grievous in the West in there? Well, that I'll also explain. That I will also explain as well, because heck, and I even add footnotes. I even add footnotes into my books books because I actually want to at least explain to people like what's going on, who are these people, how did I meet them or whatever, and just so on and so forth. That's what I'm doing with my books. And with book writers here, they just want to tend to just I want to focus on the main stuff, just not. I want to focus on the main stuff of what's happening, like and he even and in the book, he actually lists some of the Jedi. He actually lists some of the Jedi who actually got killed. But what about the others? And that also brings me to the video I'm watching. I'm still watching a little bit. It was like a couple of people. I'm not gonna be. I can't really pronounce much of these Star Wars names though. But there's these two people that are green. And I think if you've seen the 2003 Clone Wars series, cartoon series thing, two green people, one of them, they have like square tattoos, square marks or whatever, near their chins or whatever, except for like the second one, like near the cheeks or the eyes or whatever. With that, when I see with the thing, according to legend, kind of thinking to myself like, there's really like no explanation of what happened. That's the thing. That's the thing with these people. That's the thing. It's like I'm tired with Weepy. I'm tired of like people with book writers just be like, oh hey, I'm just gonna leave like the others out and focus on a couple of the Jedi or some people that I actually like and wherever. But it's like, well, what about the others? It's like we got to know. If we got to know if we're making videos about these people, like Fact Free is doing, it's kind of ridiculous. It's just really ridiculous just to see these book writers just be like, oh, okay, we're just gonna fade out this person and just have like no evidence at all, what happened to her, whatever, he, she, whatever. It's like, that's the thing. I basically hate it. And even in my stories, when you get taught in language arts class, of like when there's like a discussion between two people, you don't really have to like repeat their names over and over again, and you just like go on, you just keep on continuing on, and when they said like you add a new paragraph, it's like that's not what I do it, because I feel like it's more understandable if you just keep on repeating the people, like say this, see, I'm trying to rephrase something, one part of the book that I have. Who is it gonna use? Okay, how about like a conversation between me and Shaak Ti? Hey, basically, I'd be like saying like this. As to her, like, can you sense anything in the Force? I said. No, I cannot. Shaak Ti explained. She says back. Are you sure? I say it again. I'm positive, she says. See, I would use the word she and sometimes add in her name again. That's what I would do if there's a conversation between two people. That's what I do. I feel like it makes it more easier because then you get to understand a little bit more of like, okay, this person apparently was talking with this as so who and who, so and whatever. It's like with the discussion between two people, then it's like you gotta figure out who's saying what. That's me a little bit. When I read this year in school that I read the Hound of Baskervilles, the Sherlock Holmes novel thing. When I read that, then when there was like one part of like a conversation between two people, I wasn't sure who though. I didn't know who it was. That's me. That's me. That's totally me. Because I have no idea who's who in between the two conversations. Because, well, heck, it's like no one has put it in like so and so said whatever. It's like that's the thing. I really hate it when people like just do this. Just like just okay. We're just not gonna add in like. We're just gonna use the rule that we've learned that we've been taught in language arts class. It's like, that's not how I do it. I do it a lot more differently so that the entire book can be explained and understood a lot more better um, within it. So yeah, it's more like you just don't do this sort of ridiculousness. It's like you got to at least include everyone. If you're gonna become a book writer, I just want to give you guys a few tips. Include everyone in the story, like with the Jedi Great Purge. Include everyone. Include a little uh, epilogue or prologue, whatever, of what had happened when Vader was in command, which Jedi like died or whatever. In the movie, they showed like a few of the Jedi being killed. Okay, but it's like, what about the others? It's like you got to include other people. You just got to. You just gotta include other people. If you don't include other people, then something's just completely wrong with you. Then just something's wrong with you. Then you're gonna be having people asking questions like well, who's who? And in the movie The Force Awakens, then spoiler alert, and I actually learned this a little bit on Facebook a little bit later. Spoiler alert, in the movie during the fighting that was going on when Rey was captured, during the fighting, that stormtrooper who said traitor to Finn, basically that's one of Finn's comrades. They're friends. That's what there is. That is what there is for them. Basically, in the first scene that you will see in the movie, and spoiler alert again, in the first scene when one of the stormtroopers dies and wipes and smears some of the blood of his blood onto Finn's helmet, that's basically one of Finn's buddies too. Finn had two other buddies with him during the training portion. Finn had two other buddies. The one who said traitor, that was one of them. The guy who died, that was also one of them as well. Oh, so that's what changed Finn's mind in the movie a little bit. Just to free from the entire place, just to be free from the entire chaos that was happening, that was going on during the new empire. That's what is going on. Why is there a zombie in here? Even hit me once. That's what's going on in that movies, because, and it's a movie, okay? There's like probably like no book, but there's like comics or some other stuff like that that lead on making it a canon. And it's like, it's like that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. And it's like, heck, I'm glad I found out that those two stormtroopers were Finn's buddies during that time. I'm just glad I found out about it. I wasn't sure though. I just didn't know. Like legit, I completely did not know. I completely did not know till now. And to be honest, I'm thankfully glad I found out. I learned about this, because I had no idea. Oh jeez, this is better. Somewhere skilly. So I'm gonna harm it though. And that's the thing, it's like, if there's a movie that, well, heck, there's like no book or whatever related. If there's like no book related or anything else, then it's like, then it's like, yeah, then you can add in a few mysteries here and there, but it's like, I would rather not. And even before my death, if some people have been asking me questions like, what happens to so-and-so, and things that I probably would have missed in my book, before I died, I would try to at least give an explanation before I died, like what happened to these people in my book and all of that. I would at least try to give that explanation before I died, and it would just be, and if I do die, I'd be saying to my people, like, well, this is where it's come to be. I hope this is enough. You can try to maybe, hopefully, figure this out on yourself if the puzzles come together. And if I have a family and if my son gets influenced by it, then yeah, of course, I would at least, you know, let him do it and whatever. It's like, it's not really that. It's like, hey, I wouldn't mind having my son do it. I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. So, this book where I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this right now. If you're gonna become a book writer, always include every single detail. Always include that. Always include every single detail in the book. Or otherwise, you're gonna be having people asking you, like, what happens to so and so? What happens to this person? What happens to whatever? That's the thing. Oh. So that's what I at least want you tell you guys this. It's like you gotta at least include everyone. Include everyone. It's like just include everyone. Now the screen's gonna go black for about a couple minutes. So sorry I spent about like 31 minutes on this stuff, but I just wanted to at least explain everything, at least give my thoughts. So yeah. Anyway, here's another thing too. Here's my little devotion sermon things that I. Sorry, I think my nose is starting to get clogged up though, but here's my things. Here's like at least a thing. I'm at least gonna be reading the marriage part, and I usually kind of want to at least get into the love type portions thing, like what to do with your wives and all that. That's why I'd rather be like a marriage counselor sometime when I grow up. So, anyway. So, anyway, the first part begins with, now this is something that I've thought of, so please don't be rude to me for this. I basically wrote that part because it's some wise thought that I could have. So, alright, so let's continue on through this now. Now, throughout the times that I've heard about marriage, I came to realize that marriage really means, and what marriage really means. And I would keep Paul's saying, wives, submit to your husbands. Now, I think this might be correct, but if any pastor is seeing this, though, or at least watching this, please correct me, though. I'm just a student on this. Anyway. So, here's what I've learned. First, marriage is a permanent bond, forever. Meaning that you are stuck with this person. Now, I know that a divorce is around, and you spend tons of money on counseling because of this. But let me save you the time and the hassle of it. Now, I'm sorry to the man for what I'm about to say. To the women or girls here, have you ever asked yourself this? Are you sure that you want to be with him forever? This question is quite something, isn't it? Besides, this question should be asked while dating, and before all of the proposal, so that you can decide whether you want to be with him forever. Let's take a break for a second to talk about the gifts. So, this almost ties in with what I was talking about earlier, and how now here's an example, I believe. Now, this young kid named Stephen Mills, I'm just adding random names that I've came through and all that. Anyway, he's about maybe 10 years old or older, who knows, I just made it up that. And he sees a beautiful young girl named Kitten. Now, Kitten does appear back into my book though, but this is like a different version of Kitten. Now, Stephen is so much in love with her, he asks her on a date. that he asks her on a date. Before the date, some of his classmates had said to him this, that if the first date goes well, he should marry her. Well, that's what happened. But during the proposal, she thought to herself about it. Which is good. Because this place is not a fairy tale, where you see a beautiful, hot girl and then marry her straight away. It's like Prince Charming or whatever. All those fairy tale things. Well, it's not like that. Besides, the one thing that fairy tales teach me was that A, they ruin children's dreams, and B, kids are easily fooled. Just saying that right now. Now, because, heck, I've seen fairy tales, and I forgot to add this in here too. But I did see a movie though. This girl like teleports from fairy tale world to the real world. She learns about like dating and whatever. When Prince Charming comes towards the real world and tries to find her, he finds her, and then when she says, "We should probably date," definitely, that's the smartest move I ever thought in my life I ever would have seen. It's like, you just don't marry straight away, and this is what's coming up. Now let's go over what I've pointed out. Number one, never misuse marriage. Because if you want to go to heaven, always obey the sixth commandment. Just do not commit adultery. You just shouldn't. Number two, women, think before marriage. Chances are is that if you think before it, it will lead you to a divorce. Well, it depends, though. It's like, if this guy has a loving attitude and whatever, and you think, sure, why not? I'll marry him. But, what about, what about his darker side? Have you seen anything darker with him? Like his evil side or whatever, like he's mean to cats or whatever. And it's like, then you gotta think about that. Because if there's anything that would lead with kids, like if he's mean to kids or whatever, he just doesn't want kids, then it's like, then you might as well repeat. And if you like and if you love to have kids, then it's like, then you've got to change. Then you gotta find a new boyfriend. I'm just saying, there's plenty of fish out of the sea, gentlemen out there. There's plenty of fish out in the sea. Anyway, and number three, life is not a fairy tale, because true love never happens that quickly. And it's true. True love never really happens quickly. You see, so let's take it for an example here. So, I'm gonna put in with me here. So, no, probably not though. So, let's just say there's a guy. He's handsome, tall, pretty a little bit tall. He's handsome, on the student council. He's the president. He's pretty popular and famous around the school. Then you come across this beautiful woman. I'm not really going to describe West Side and all, even though I'm giving out details though, but I'm not really going to describe that. So this woman is beautiful, with good-looking, long hair, a beautiful face, beautiful body, and all that. But let's see into what they like. This boy, he's just all about himself, and he wants to get a Juliet. And her, when he sees the real side of her, and he's like, nope, so much nope. Like, the real side of her, like, she does, like, disgusting stuff. Say maybe she's, like, a farm girl or something. I don't know, just something disgusting, though. So, I'm just saying with marriage, though. Marriage is something. It's not like, it's not like with two kids having with a fairy tale. Where it's like, oh, hey, I'm at least going to be I'm just gonna date this beautiful hot chick. Hopefully I can tie the knot with her, so I can have you know what. It's like you don't misuse that. Because if you misuse marriage and the gifts that is given towards you, then it's like then there's something wrong with you. There just is. Because you're misusing God's purpose. You're just misusing it completely. You just don't. Oh, hey, I'm just gonna decide on if it goes right. I'll like I'll do marriage, and I can have you know what with them. It's really, really ridiculous. It just is. It just is. It just really is ridiculous. And that's what I thought of doing it. And that's why I like sometimes like to listen to some sermons if it leads to something interesting. You know, with devotions. I like it how they lead to somewhere. And I at least admire it. That's what I do. So if you guys want me to hear, if you guys want to hear more of these, I do have some more though. I got a couple of things with, about YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and Who Am I as well. That's the ones that I know of, and also friendship as well too. So yeah. So if you guys want to hear more of that, let me know down in the comments below. Oh, and I'll happily repeat. I'll happily do it. Okay, so now here's my book. This is book 3. This is a little bit short, but who knows. So this is book 3. Please read along. Please, if you want to, you can follow along. But I'm just gonna lead down towards this is book 3. This is still in progress though. This still is. I haven't done anything much though. I'm still need to fix extinguisher though, but alright. Alright, I'm gonna do gonna do 91. Book 3 is still in work in progress. I think book 2 was the short one. So I'm just gonna do this paragraph. Well, yeah. I'm gonna be doing that. These 2 paragraphs. So it's starting with I made and towards bed. Alright. So, and this is where I have a girlfriend. This is where I'm actually putting in more females into the thing because my previous wife in the story, Blackfire, she had apparently died. She wanted to die. She said she wanted to pass away. She wanted to pass on to go on to heaven because she thinks that I at least deserve someone more better than her. And well, I led into getting a girlfriend from Naruto, and that was Sandra. That's Sakuru's and Sasuke's and Sakura was daughter. And there's more explanation, so if you guys want me to read more of this, I will, but here's a little thing here. I made everyone a meal here while I was showing Maxis the pictures. My, that is a lovely church, if I might say, said Maxis. It was a nice church, but as much as I don't like Catholics as much, I have had to say, hey, that this church was lovely. And I also heard that it was made by the same architect that did the cathedral. I said, really? Said Maxis. Yep, I said. So, did my little girl behave? Asked Maxis. She did okay, except now I'm ducking her allowance because she took my plane without asking me first, I said. But you were asleep, and I didn't know what to make. I didn't want to wake you up, interrupted Samantha. Now, with this little part here, earlier, before I went to the wedding, and this is the fantasy part of it, with the wheel part. When I went to the wedding, before I went to the wedding, I was sleeping. I was sick. So I was taking a nap in the store here, and Hilda, a Pokemon girl that I've found, and I'll be explaining more if you guys want me to. And Hilda calls. Samantha picks it up. She listens into it and whatever, and I was basically asleep. And here's more of what there is. Well, I think you're becoming more like me now, but I still want to teach you some manners, I said. He's right, Samantha. You should learn some more things about it, said Maxis. Alright, Daddy, Samantha said. Also, when Samantha had went and did not wake me up, she actually took my private plane. Not the plane with like the rich plane, like the private jet or whatever. She took the private plane where it's like a two-seater and I just go back and forth or whatever. That's like kind of like my war travel plane. Anyway, then we continued on with the pictures. After that was done, Dr. Hanks had left with Samantha, and I knew that I would see her again. And that's where the kids next door thing is happening. I'll be explaining that a little bit. Me and Sandra went to bed when it came to be nighttime. But before I went to bed, I looked at a picture of number 3 from Kids Next Door. I had gotten the picture a while ago. I knew it was a kidnapping, but I didn't know where she was. In the picture, it was dark or something, because I could not make out the location of the place, because the criminals had to cover up their tracks. Also, number 3 was a lot more older now, like she was in her teens or something like that. There was a footnote right there, really showing that down a little bit. Sandra saw that I was looking at it, and then she said this. Tomorrow, you will save her, she said. I know, I said. Then we went to bed. Now, you see, this is why I add footnotes, is because I want to explain to people what there is going on. This part here is from a picture I had seen. You see, I take evil stuff that I would see on the internet, and put them into my story, and yet make it good. Now, with the search and destroy thing, basically, a while ago, I found a picture of number 3, an old age, who teens, and, like, her boobs are just, like, coming in and all that. So that's what's going on, though. So I have to rescue her, but I find a more darker secret towards it. Here's what it comes into. I'm gonna skip to the part, so I'm gonna skip to the part where I'm actually talking towards the guy. Take a seat, I said. Now, I understand that you were at seas, but tell me, what happened and who was on board? I asked the on board thing, only because of number 5's sister. Well, we sailed like usual till a virus had came on board the ship and started to affect everyone else, he said. And my partner had to get out of the place and fast because of that. Some people stayed to fight, but we left the place with other people. They did not make it. So who was on board of that ship? I asked. I only knew a few, but that's it. He said. Can you read their name? Can you write? I forgot to change it here. I'm gonna change that quick. Can you write their names on a piece of paper for me? I asked. Sure, he said. And he started to write down the names. After he had wrote the names, I saw that none of them were recognizable to me. So I said this. Is this all from you? That is all from you. So you can send in the next one. Yes, sir, he said. And once he left, I asked Samantha if she could sense anything. Now, this is where I forgot a footnote here. Samantha joined me into this mission because I sensed there was some trouble in there. I did not really expect it though. I usually bring her into these missions because I'm not sure if there's any zombies or whatever, and she controls the zombies in Call of Duty Zombies. Anyway, now Samantha had came on board only because of this mission. If there was any zombies, Samantha would sense it and tell me if there were. So, can you sense anything after that? I asked Samantha. No, I can't. I think I got to be closer in the States in order for me to sense anything, she said. Okay then, I said. Then the next guy came in. Greetings, I said to him. Please, take a seat. So he did so. Now listen. I understand the ship being infected. Can you tell me any of the crew members that were on board? I asked. I do know one person, and I should have not put I'm. I was kind of dating her, he said. She was the sister of this name called Number 5. Once he said that, I knew I was on the right trail. Do you know what happened to her? I asked again. I remember that she was fighting with some of the affected, till at the last couple of seconds, I could see her running away and trying to swim back to shore, he said. Okay then, I think I've heard enough, I said. Then he left my office. Gee, do you think she survived it? Asked Samantha. I'm wondering that. I'm wondering that the same way, Samantha, I said. Besides, if she did swim back to shore, she would have called for help. I usually confuse help with for. I usually like one of those things was like what my grandpa has was because he has arthritis in his fingers, so he can't really type. So he has like this software where it's like you get a headset and you speak it out. So that's what he does for his sermons. True, but did she become infected? Samantha asked again. I'm not sure. But there's only one way to find out, I said. Then I went outside. So that was that. It's gonna be a little heads on second here. Okay, so I also want to share with you guys a couple of things from my another story that I'm also looking at. I'm looking at 2 books here, so this is gonna be great. The book that I'm doing is the Star Wars side of my book. This is where later on I realized, and I was like later on this though, but that the Republic is trying to be raised up and all that, and a whole lot of other stuff. So I'll be explaining more stuff in the book. If you guys want me to read more in the book, let me know. I'll try to do some more of it. If you guys want me to do book 2 or book 1, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll do it. So, while you guys are waiting here, I gotta share the Star Wars side of my story here, because I didn't get that. Yeah, I know I edited that, because I just read some things, and I found some errors, because, I can't figure out anything. Okay, so I'm at least gonna be sharing this myself. I would just read it from my Chromebook, but I figured if you guys want to follow along, it's like I might as well just do this here. So, okay, it should, and today, let's open that thing up. Okay, so that's okay. I got the thing. See, Gmail notify people. It's really useful. Okay, anyway. here's my somewhat progress of this here. This is where it would show up, like in the Clone Wars thing, like what's happened previously. So, yeah. Anyway. Rebel wins and lead a dictatorship. Ever since Philip had gotten the Sith, Count Dooku, General Grievous, and Darth Maul to join the light side of the Force, he has been making an army of droids to fight the Empire and destroy the Stormtrooper army. Now that Shaak Ti has joined in with the fight, and that Philip has learned that Shaak Ti has probably not died during Order 66, Now a droid who survived a deactivation and finding Commander Cody. Cody has given information as to where the other clones are at, and not Rex and his little small team. Also, with learning that Darth Plagueis has made himself known by explaining how he made himself again in order to fight his student, Emperor Palpatine. Now, if you guys were watching the movies, though, in the Revenge of the Sith, Palpatine describes Darth Plagueis. Now, Darth Plagueis was the master of Palpatine, and Palpatine had killed him in his sleep. Which probably all know that. How else would he know? So, anyway, so that's the thing. Plagueis, I'm putting him into this, and I and with him, he looks like the younger version of Palpatine in the movies. So that's what I'm doing now. Anyway, now Philip and Shaak Ti is going off to one of the planets that has the clones. Chapter 5. We flew to the planet that the clones were on there. Well, on there. I gotta click them. But when we got there and saw the place, it seemed like no one was home. It's like no. Seriously, I really need to collect some of this. Looks like no one is home, Shaak Ti. I said to her. How can you be sure? She said. I'm using the Force to sense anything. I just don't sense anything, I said. You might as well try to see. And I will contact Grievous about this. Okay, Shaak Ti said. Then she started to use the Force. General Grievous, do you read me? I said for the hologram. Well, report, he said. So far we cannot sense any clones in this building. But if we can't, we will go in to find them if they are under something, I said. Alright then. We will try to get more info from Cody and to find the clones as fast as possible, Grievous said. Okay, I'll try my best, I said. Then we hung up. So, can you sense anything? I asked again. This is where she says no, and we decided to move in, okay? So, I was going to be working on more of this. If you guys want me to do more of this, or if you guys have seen any corrections that I should do, let me know that in the comments below. Also, before I go, I'd just like to say, a huge thanks towards, one of my followers on Twitter, if you guys can find me on Twitter. That's right, I am on Twitter, so if you guys could find me and want to follow me, go for it. But I do want to say to one of the followers that I had, who also has a YouTube channel, thank you so much for thank you so much. I've seen one of your videos. I gotta admit, your videos are quite something. They're kind of describing like me though, but I hope that in the future you can get more subs and more viewers on these things. And I hope so too with me, but I'm starting out smaller. So anyway, so if you guys can find me on Twitter, go for it. And as always, see you all later. Take care. Peace out. I've already explained Shaak Ti's death. I've also done one of my devotional sermon things, and I've also did two of my stories that I've been working on. So that's kind of like why I've not been making videos as much. Also, I've been dealing with tarot cards, so I'm not going to be making as much videos as possible. So sorry about that, folks. But hopefully you guys will enjoy. If you guys want me to do more of the narrations and stories, let me know in the comments below. Everything else. So anyway, I'll see you all later. Take care. Peace out.